Hey guys, welcome to Funky's World. This is our daily journal. Yikes. I am making a cup of tea. If you watched the last video, I mentioned making a cup of tea. You know what? Let's open it this way. There we go. Oh yeah. You can smell the cinnamon and cardamom. Come on. There we go. Okay. And of course it's stash tea, which I really like. I discovered it at Bible study, which is not tomorrow, it's next week. Which is good, because it gives me another shot before I have to go back, which is great. They will tell you, when they pop through the joint capsule, it's a little bit jarring, but nothing that I can't handle. I didn't realize how tiny this was. That's fine. Now I will put this. Well, tons of time to use it. I will put this. Not sure where I'm going to put this. I want it near my milk, so I think I'm going to put it up here. Makes America's #1 chocolate milk powder. Let's see how bad this is for you. Oh, it's not bad. No cholesterol, no fat. There are 21 servings. Okay, with milk it has more. It's not bad. It's not bad. So that's good. I'm wearing my sweater I got for Christmas. I love this thing. I love both of them. And the new one that I bought to help Auntie. It's boiling. So I will make my tea. And, oh, I was going to tell you about Wendigoon. He's a pretty big YouTuber. He does some true crime. He shoot. There we go. And some paranormal and that kind of stuff. So, but he does icebergs, and he was doing the serial killer iceberg. So I watched it, and it's interesting because what he does is he goes from the cases everybody's heard of to the more gruesome cases that less people have heard of, if that makes sense. And 4.5 hours worth. So yeah, that right there. Oh, that's not quite on. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, he put a compilation of the videos he did on the serial killer iceberg. Basically what the iceberg is the tip of it is the most well-known guys, you know, Bundy, Gacy, that kind of stuff. And then as you get below the water, it gets to more lesser known. And more gruesome. Oh, sorry. I hate bloody noses. Anyway, so yeah. Because I thought when he was going to do an iceberg, I thought he was going to do some kind of conspiracy thing or something. But it was just telling the stories from the top down. You know what I mean? So it was interesting. I highly recommend that you watch a couple of his iceberg ones. He did a 2-hour one that I watched, Missing Children's Iceberg, which he did a good job a good job with. Oh, and last night I was watching the Jeebus Family, and I watched him pack my order. And I know it was my order because I'm the only one that ordered that. So that was neat. And I am getting a signed thing, which is what I thought, a signed logo. And a couple of days before my order, they went to print out slips, shipping labels, and because they've got 2 printers hooked up to 2 computers, so 2 people can be packing, and one of them wasn't quite working, so they looked in, and somehow the toddler had wedged one of his little cars into the printer. They're just looking, Dad and Grammy are looking at it like, how? How did he get that in there like that? And then somebody in the comments said, that's okay. Going back in the day, my kid put a peanut butter sandwich in the VCR. I've heard that story before. By the time VCRs became a thing, I was 10 years old. I was too old to be doing crap like that. But VCRs were still very much a thing when I would have had kids, you know, back in the 90s. So I remember the time, actually, he later became my aunt's stepson. Him and his wife, she worked at a videotape place where they packaged them or something, and they got given tapes if something was wrong, or like the ones, some of them are the ones that video stores get. A lot of them were the ones that video stores would get for the owner to preview, you know, not for sale or rental. But if they didn't have enough, you know, if they had too many and not enough video stores ordered them, stuff like that. She worked for a distribution center, and if they had old videos that nobody was ordering, they give them to their employees. So they brought us a whole big box of them. I was a teenager then. It was fun to go through. So, yeah, those are fun memories to have. My mother went to work for a company. She was there for like a day or two because she discovered what they were doing. And it was highly illegal. What they were doing was recording over questionable material, material of, well, an adult nature. I say questionable, but it wasn't questionable in that the material itself was illegal. It was consenting adults, hopefully, but it was material that shouldn't have been recorded over for the material that it was recorded over. They would record, for example, Disney movies over adult activities. My mother's like, yeah, no. Nope, I quit. You know? And then sell them as, distribute them as original Disney movies when they were actually recorded over adult materials, relabeled, reboxed. Illegal. So, that was a zillion years ago. That was like, oh gosh. That was over 30 years ago. Like I said, she worked there for like 2 days, discovered what they were doing, and said bye-bye. Or as the young people in my generation used to say, bye, Felicia. I never did, but that might even be, no, Karen is a millennial thing. I think bye, Felicia was my generation. But anyway, I just never used it. I heard it all the time. I just never used it. And Karen is a millennial thing. Did millennials not go to school with anyone named Karen? Is that why they use that name? I mean, I don't know, but we went to school with Karens, so we wouldn't have used that name. So, anyway. So yeah. um, a little insight. And every year for Christmas, I would get the big set of blank videos to record my wrestling on all year, like the big set. Sometimes it would be two tapes bigger because you would get the big set and they would add 2 for free. So my friend and I would both get them every year. And we would record and keep our wrestling. So once things moved to DVRs, it was more difficult because of the hookup. And then eventually everything went to DVDs and then Blu-ray. I was way late on the Blu-ray train. I just got a Blu-ray player about 1.5 years ago. So, and I have like 5 Blu-ray movies. So, excuse me. Yeah, I'm late on the Blu-ray train. But, because I can never convince my parents it was worth it after watching it at my friend's house. You don't understand the clarity difference. And they never got to see it. Well, actually, they might have watched a Blu-ray at someone's house. But it just never convinced them, you know? And that's okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Now you've learned a little bit about me, which I try to do in all of my videos. My shoulder. I have a right there, right below my shoulder, where the muscle and the shoulder connect. Oh. Anyway. So, and Thursday I have my shot. Friday I have my second mammogram on the left side. Please keep me in your prayers. I am praying that nothing is wrong, that they just look at the new images and say, because they didn't say there was a lump. They just said there was some density and they wanted to see better. I don't know. I'm just praying. That's all I can do. And that's all I can ask you to do. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.